Well, the thing of it is, the key point is getting some money now because, with mom being dead, I got everybody and their brother wanting to get paid, wanting their money. And I got no way of doing it because unfortunately, every dime of mom's money was illegally in the possession of a convicted criminal by the name of Larry Frost. And all of my inheritance money is in the hands of James Arnold Frost, who is also a criminal. I mean, grand theft is a crime, that's a crime in the state of Kentucky. And the people that need to go to prison will go to prison. Like I said, there's multiple investigations going on. I just, the wheels of justice turn, but man, oh man, do they fucking turn slow. Holy shit. Because I mean, see, we have absolute, well, it's not, well, let me back that up because it's not absolute. We have circumstantial evidence to suggest that James Arnold Frost was paying people to come into family court and lie under oath to get my children taken away from me. The thing of it is, I had to be gotten out of the way so that he could take over all of her assets. Okay. Because according to the letter of the law, as her son, I get everything. And he knows that. And so he had to do everything in his power to try and knock me out. Because it's easier for CPS to steal your children if you're a single parent than it is if you're married. Okay. So Andrea had to be gotten out of the way. She had to be gotten out of the way. And so that was the best way to do that, is to just get mom to kick her off the property. And so that's exactly what he did. And then, of course, CPS utilized that opportunity to come down and take the kids yet again. And it isn't just James Arnold. I mean, all the other Frosts were influencing her negatively as well. But, James Arnold obviously had more of a control over her than the others did. But now I personally witnessed them up there at Lake Alice at the bridge, plotting and scheming on how to divvy up the property if they ever got it. I personally witnessed that shit myself. And so they can't deny that. That's not hearsay. I saw that shit with my own eyes.
So how's life treating you, Vaughn?
It's not. I mean, I ain't got no money. I ain't got my kids back. And my mom's dead, and my wife was driven insane. So obviously, not too good. And the truth is, I do not have any money. I do not have any way to get any money. Gee, I wonder who came up with that idea, John. Who came up with the idea to make sure Von Helton would lose all of his money and get all of the rest of his money stolen? Who came up with that idea? I seem to recall a bunch of fuckwads on YouTube thought that idea. Yeah, I'm ready for something to happen too. Trust me. I'm ready for something to happen too. Unfortunately, we have been delayed again. Once again, we've been delayed. But that's how court is a lot of times, right? Go to court and they say, well, we ain't got all of our ducks in a row yet. So, meet back here at such and such. So, but hopefully things will get done, get handled, and get everything back to so-called normal. I'm hoping. Well, the thing of it is, the key point is getting some money now because, with mom being dead, I got everybody and their brother wanting to get paid, wanting their money. And I got no way of doing it. Because unfortunately, every dime of mom's money was illegally in the possession of a convicted criminal by the name of Larry Frost. And all of my inheritance money is in the hands of James Arnold Frost, who is also a criminal. I mean, grand theft is a crime, that's a crime in the state of Kentucky. So, until I can get my money away from them, or at least get my disability and SSI turned on, I'm in a sticky wicket. But hopefully
you're in a bit of a pickle.
I'm in a bit of a pickle, yeah. But we'll try and get that all taken care of. That'll all be handled. And the people that need to go to prison will go to prison. Like I said, there's multiple investigations going on. I just, the wheels of justice turn, but man, oh man, do they fucking turn slow. Holy shit. But yeah, we need to do something. But no, unfortunately, the wheels of justice turn very, very slowly, sadly. But they do turn. It will get handled. It's just a matter of time. We just got to wait. But there is no doubt that the money was taken. There is no doubt that like I said, we got a house full of people that heard him on speakerphone say, "Not only am I not giving your money back, I'm not giving back the loan equipment, the guns, nothing that I stole." Okay, and the house was packed when he said that, so everybody heard him on speakerphone. So he can never go to court and deny that he said those things because he did say it. Said, man, he was on speakerphone, and a whole house full of people heard him. So you can't say it's hearsay, or you can't say it's his word against mine, or you can't say speculation or any of that shit, because everybody in the house heard him say that. He was on a speakerphone. And it's a good thing too, because if he hadn't been on speakerphone, he might have got away with that shit. But see, everybody in the house heard him, and that house was packed, man. There was all kinds of people there that day, and they all heard him. So
Yeah.
yeah, so he ain't got no leg to stand on. And so everybody down here knows what's what. Everybody knows, and the ones that don't know probably will before too long. So it's just a matter of waiting for the wheels of justice to turn, and hopefully they'll be turning quickly. Because I
Yeah.
mean, see, we have absolute. Well, it's not. Well, let me back that up because it's not absolute. We have circumstantial evidence to suggest that James Arnold Frost was paying people to come into family court and lie under oath to get my children taken away from me. Well, see, here's the thing. Years ago, before any of this happened, years ago, someone put a bug in my ear or bug in my mom's ear and told her not to keep her agreement with me to pay off the student loans years ago. And so that happened. And then somebody put a bug in my mom's ear and told her not to give me the family business to sell it to a man in Columbus, Ohio. Well, who put a bug in her ear about that?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there's people wondering what's going on because there's a pattern here, a consistent pattern here of someone influencing my mother. Well, we now know that someone has been James Arnold Frost all this time. It has to be because he's the only one that benefits from such activity, right? Nobody else benefits except him.
Right.
Okay, so
Right. That
why would
makes
he do
sense.
this?
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing of it is, I had to be gotten out of the way so that he could take over all of her assets. Okay, because according to the letter of the law, as her son, I get everything. And he knows that. And so he had to do everything in his power to try and knock me out. Well, it's not going to be that outcome because he's going to go to federal prison right along with Larry Frost and all the other Frosts. Well, no question, because I mean, that's murder, or at the very least, it's manslaughter. Okay. We're not going to let her testify in court. We'll give her the job knowing the job will kill her, and she'll either get a heart attack or she'll get a blood clot. Now, I'm sure they were hoping for the heart attack, so it'd be nice and quick. But unfortunately, no. She got a blood clot. The blood clot lingered. It lingered up into her brain for a while, and then she finally expired. But the point is that is minimum of manslaughter, if not outright murder, because they heard me on the damn infernal cameras stating that me and her was going to go to federal court in Washington, D.C. and file charges against the Frosts. Well, we can't have that. And so, yeah, it's murder. It's absolutely fucking murder. There's no question that it's murder. And like I said, these people are unrepentant either. They don't care. Okay, they got out of her what they wanted out of her, so they don't care. And they're just flat out fucking evil, in my opinion. Jealous. They were jealous of the fact that she had money, she had businesses, she was driving around in a Lincoln Town car, which back in the day was a status symbol of sorts. And so they were. It boils down to jealousy, in my humble opinion. Now I don't know what's going on inside their fucking heads, but to me it boils down to petty jealousy. That's the way I'm looking at it. Because I mean, she was well off.
It's sick how these people are trying to. I mean, they're manipulating, conniving scumbags.
Well, what about lying to my mother? I mean, I'm sitting there. I'm literally sitting in the living room with him. He turns to my mother. He turns to my mother and he says, "You need to kick Andrea off the property. She's breaking the law." Okay, so now mom, you would think, well, mom would say, okay, well, what law is she broken? Or at least question him somehow or hesitate or something. She didn't even do anything. She just got up and went to the phone and grabbed the phone and called the sheriff's office. She didn't even bat an eye, didn't question him, didn't do nothing.
Really? Your mother did that to you?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Vaughn, I didn't know she was that brutal. I mean, I
Well,
don't want to
here's
say,
the thing.
I don't want
No,
to speak ill
here's the
of the dead.
listen.
Vaughn, that being said, I don't want to really speak ill of the dead, but I got something to say about that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but here's the thing, John. She was being influenced by him somehow.
Yeah,
Because
but you're telling me she's telling me it was like you're telling me it was like instantaneous.
She didn't even question him.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, why didn't she even question it?
Correct.
That's crazy.
Exactly. Well, there's only one reason, and that reason is that she was undue influenced. Now, what did they do to her? Did they use keywords? Did they use voodoo? Did they use, Satanism? What, who knows what the fuck they done? But whatever it was, it worked. And I witnessed this. I literally saw this happen. She gets up. She doesn't question him. She doesn't do nothing. She just gets up, grabs the phone, and calls the sheriff. Now, here's the thing. The deputy sheriff comes out here, and she goes out to meet him, and me and Andrea's there, and the kids are watching from the window. Okay. I didn't know the kids are watching from the window. I do now, but I didn't then. So now here's the thing. The deputy sheriff comes out. Mom says, I want Andrea off the property. She's broke the law. So the deputy sheriff goes, whoops, the deputy sheriff goes in there and gets on his computer in the cruiser and says, Miss Helton, Andrea ain't broke no laws. There's nothing on my computer to suggest she broke a law. And at that point, Mom flies into a rage, a real rage. Eyes are blood red. She's screaming at the top of her lungs, I want her off the property now. Like she's demon possessed, John. Like she was demon possessed. And her and that deputy argued. And I know she screamed so loud they heard her down here at this little country church down here called Rock Castle Church. I know they had to have heard her. She was screaming that loud at this deputy sheriff. I thought she was going to get arrested. All right. And what is that? That's either demon possession or that's undue influence of some kind. Now, I don't know. Like I said, are they using voodoo on her? Are they using black magic? Do they use keywords, phrases, mind control? I don't know. I don't give a fuck what they use. The point is that they obviously influenced her to the point to where she flew in a rage in the face of a deputy sheriff. Okay. And telling him, I want her off the property now. I want her off the property now. Okay. Who does that shit? Okay. Normal people don't do that shit, especially when you're confronting a deputy sheriff.
It doesn't seem like this was normal circumstances.
Correct. And it wasn't. And like I said, Andrea had not broken any law. We had just come from court. If we had broken a law, then police officers in that courtroom would have never let us leave there. Okay. Now we'd have never left that courtroom building if we'd have broke the law. Okay. So he lied. He lied to my mother right there in front of me. I guess to show how much power he had over her. That's why he did it right in front of me, to show how much power.
Right. It was obviously this guy's like a narcissist or pathological, some sort of sick, mentally ill person. I mean, mentally,
clearly,
some sort of mentally.
Yeah, clearly.
What's the word I'm looking for? Some sort of.
Well, we know for a fact he's on very, very powerful anger management medication.
Oh, is that what it is?
Now, what that medication might cause, I don't know. But we do know this for a fact. He's on very, very powerful anger management medication. We know this for a fact. It's not supposition or innuendo. All right. So now, could that be a factor? I don't know. But I know what I saw with my own eyes. Okay. Now, here's the sad part, though, John. The sad part is, as a result of him getting my mother to kick Andrea off the property, them 3 little kids saw their mommy get dragged away in cuffs for no reason at all.
Right.
That's number one. Number two is the fact that when Andrea got drug off this property, what happened? She ended up getting raped in Tennessee in a Greyhound bus. Okay.
That's what really.
Actions have consequences. Actions have consequences.
Yeah.
And so, so James Arnold Frost not only is responsible for kicking her off the property illegally, but
he's
also
responsible for the rape.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He didn't do it, obviously, but he caused it to happen.
Well, he's responsible. That's the fact that he's the cause of it. Yeah. Without him doing what he did, that would never happen.
Exactly right. Yeah. If he hadn't conned mom into kicking her off the property, it would have never happened. That's right. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. And so, yeah, he is responsible indirectly for that to happen. Yeah, exactly right. But I think the reason he did it in front of me is to show what kind of power he had over her. And it was clear he had power over her. There's no question about it. And like I said, she flew in a rage at a deputy sheriff, man. You don't do that shit, right? You could be hauled to jail over that. And but she did. She was, like I said, it looked like she was demon possessed. Literally. It literally looked like she was demon possessed. Her eyes got blood red. She was screaming at the top of her lungs. And the deputy sheriff's trying to be nice to her and saying, man, there's nothing on the computer saying she did anything wrong, which she didn't. She didn't break no laws. Them court cops would have never let us leave that building if she had broke the law, or if I'd have broke the law. We'd have never left that building. We'd have been cuffed and stuffed right then. Okay, so it was a complete and utter fucking lie.
Yeah.
Well, now, so the logical question then becomes, okay, well, why would he do this? Because it's easier for CPS to steal your children if you're a single parent than it is if you're married. Okay. So Andrea had to be gotten out of the way. She had to be gotten out of the way. And so that was the best way to do that, is to just get mom to kick her off the property. And so that's exactly what he did. And then, of course, CPS utilized that opportunity to come down and take the kids yet again. So yeah, it's all pre-planned. He planned this out. I thought he planned it out when he stood in my backyard and stretched his hands out and said, "This is all going to be mine." But now I'm beginning to believe more and more every day, even, that he's been planning this out long before I was even a legal adult. Yeah, this is something that is literally burned into him for a long, long time before all this hullabaloo about mom getting dementia, which he never had, by the way. That was a lie, and all this other crap, nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. And mom, and here I am as a boy thinking my mom hated me all these years. Because that's what I thought. I thought mom hated me all these years. Well, come to find out, she never hated me at all. She was being undue influenced by the Frosts. And it isn't just James Arnold. I mean, all the other Frosts were influencing her negatively as well. But, James Arnold obviously had more of a control over her than the others did. But now I personally witnessed them up there at Lake Alice at the bridge, plotting and scheming on how to divvy up the property if they ever got it. I personally witnessed that shit myself. And so they can't deny that. That's not hearsay. I saw that shit with my own eyes. But yeah, this thing has went on for a long, long time, and it's went on too long. And the fact that they would do everything in their power to keep me from being able to pay my bills, it's very hypocritical. They'll get on here and they'll say get a job, but yet they've done everything in their power to prevent me from getting a job. I mean, I was making, like I said, folks, for those of you that don't know, when I had my YouTube channel, I had 16,000 subs and I was monetized. I had plenty of money coming in. I was doing fine. I was not only able to pay my bills, I was able to set money aside. Okay. So these trolls and haters on YouTube who keep saying, get a job, they destroyed my job. I had a job working online and they destroyed it. Okay. And then when I tried to start an online computer repair business, what did they do about it? Oh, they got this woman in America to lie and say that I had put dirty parts in there, smelly parts in there, used parts in there, which I obviously did not. And so, yeah, and like I said, the wheels of justice turn slowly, but I'm going to be thrilled. That's mine, not yours. I'm going to be thrilled to know that that something is going to get done, because it needs to get done. Okay. And I think it's important to point out that, he was using my inheritance money to do these things against my children, my ex-wife, and me, and of course my mother as well. Okay, all of this was being used. He used my inheritance money to make all this happen. That's sick. That's sick and wrong. And it has to be a violation of something somewhere. There has to be. The universe cannot let something like that continue. I don't think. I just don't think they can. And so, now I can tell you the gods told me they're going to take him out of this world because he won't stop. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. They told me, they said, and I got witnesses. That's the beauty of this. I got witnesses. I got a guy in London, Kentucky, and then I got Larry Frost himself. They were there. They were right there. Ray Tilton and Larry Frost were there. And they said, what's this deal about James? I said, listen, okay, here's what the gods have told me. They said he will not stop. And so we're going to take him out of this world because of his actions against. And I confronted the gods. I said, now, is there any way at all that his life can be spared? They said, yes. If he will turn over everything, including the Cester property.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Right. He has to repent. He has to turn everything over into my name, including the Cester property, because obviously, he spent my money on the Cester property. Well, you can't do that either. That's a crime. So, crime according to the gods, at least. So he has to turn everything over to me. It has to all be put in my name. Then he has to pack his bags and he has to leave the state of Kentucky forever. I guess go back to Hamilton, Ohio, where he came from. I don't know.
Go back to hell where he came from.
Yeah, well, probably that too. But he has to definitely get out of Kentucky. Now, they said if he would do those things, they said if he would do those things, that they would spare his life. And not only will they spare his life, they said they would lengthen his days. They would actually lengthen his days if he did the right thing and put everything, those cars, all those brand new cars and equipment and everything, it's all going to be put in my name, the property, everything. It's all going to be put in my name. And that if he did those things, the gods would not only spare his life, they would lengthen his days, they said. They would actually lengthen his life. Now, of course, we all know James Arnold Frost isn't going to do that because his heart has been hardened. You're right. So we know he's not doing it. Yeah, but I did my due diligence, and I told Ray Tilton and Larry Frost to their face in Mom's house at the dining room table. This is what I told them. I told them everything, and I said, you need to tell James Arnold Frost what the gods have said they're going to do. And now whether Larry told him or not, I don't know. That's not up to me. That's up to Larry. So now if Larry didn't tell him, well, that's on Larry now, isn't it? But the point is that, that's what they imparted to me. And that's what I relayed to Ray Tilton and Larry Frost. And, if nobody told him, well, it sucks to be him, because that's out of my hands. Right. And I will remind everyone that when I received a vision about my sister, everyone ignored that too. And it came to pass. All right. When I get a vision or I get a message from the gods of creation, it is not in jest. It is not to be taken lightly. All right. Well, the thing of it is, I can't afford a good lawyer. A good lawyer is going to run you anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, and I just don't have the money. So I can't afford a good lawyer. I wish I could.
Sorry to hear that, Bud.
Yeah, I'm not having anything to do with it at all. I've not done anything magically. I've not done anything, legally or otherwise. Well, hell, I can't do anything legally because nobody wants to fucking help me, So, I mean, I can't do anything legally. And I haven't used my magic at all. In fact, they told me, don't get involved. Let us handle it. And I'm like, okay. So I'm letting the gods handle it. They're going to take care of everything. They said they would. So I'm letting them do it. I'm letting them handle things. It's really, I'm going to tell you though, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because you see all this shit happening and hear about stuff happening and whatnot. And, it's like, man, I got to get in there. I got to get in there. And they're like, nope, stay out. So I'm like, okay. And I know why they're doing it. They're doing it because, if I get involved, then they'll use that as a form of excuse to try and steal my kids and keep them. So I know that's why they're telling me to stay out and not do anything, but still, it's just very frustrating. I got people, I got bill collectors wanting paid and stuff. And it's very frustrating, to know that your inheritance is in the hands of a criminal and that your mom's SSI and stimulus checks are in the hands of a criminal. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it.